Hello folks, what is happening? This is Krios Hale, and I'm bringing you another video on Elite Dangerous. As promised, I have the Viper today. I'm going to show you a little bit around that, some of the combat aspects, and also I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about Beta 2, which is going to be released here in a couple of days. So, without further ado, let's head over to the Galaxy map. First, I wanted to show you guys, if you do want to buy the Viper, there's a couple of different locations. Right now, I'm at Ibutis, which is one of the places you can buy it at. Keep in mind, Aaron is where I usually hang out if I'm wanting to rack up credits at the Federation Distress Signal. So it's a quick jump over here to Ibutis. You want to go to Chango Dock, and you can buy the Viper there. It's roughly 82,000 credits. Now that's with the trade-in from the Eagle, okay? And I'm guessing, from what I remember, the Eagle was approximately 40,000 credits, so I'm guessing the Viper is around 120,000. In any case, that's what you'll get as a trade-in over here. Also wanted to show you guys real quick. So keep in mind, this bubble here is 55 star systems, which is what the Beta 1 is comprised of. Now for the Beta 2, which is going to be released on 30 September, it's going to push out to 500 star systems, which means it's going to be going 100 light years in every direction. So it's going to be huge. Considering I've only been to a fraction of the 55 systems in the Beta 1, yeah, I imagine the Beta 2 is going to take me an eternity to explore. So, also, they're planning to bring in detailed maps of individual systems as well. So, as you can see right now, all I can see is Ibutis. Well, later on, you're actually going to be able to zoom in and go into a detailed system map to see what planets, what outposts you have, things like that. Alright. I also wanted to show you guys. Alright, so when you do get the Viper, you start off with the pulse laser. I also bought a burst laser and assigned it to the first firing group. You can do that fairly quickly, and looking at the cargo, you have 8 capacity instead of 4 in the Eagle, which tends to be quite handy at times. Especially if you want to combine different roles, if you want to do combat and you want to do some trading, light trading I should say, because if you want to do some serious, you're going to need a hauler for that. So, and let's head over to outfitting. Alright, as you can see, you have 2 Class 4 hardpoints and then 2 Class 2 hardpoints. So what I'm planning to do is, once I earn some more credits, I'm going to get some Class 4 weapons on here and then move over the Class 2s to these hardpoints. So far, with my lasers right now, the power management has been excellent in the Viper. In the Eagle, you would find yourself, even when you reroute the distribution systems to the weapons, you'd still be running out of juice and in the middle of combat, so it's kind of gets frustrating. But with the Viper so far, it hasn't been an issue. But keep in mind, I've only had Class 2 weapons on there, so not a big deal. Then you also have these utility mounts, and let me show you right here. This is the marketplace at Chango Dock, which you can get a lot more different types of weapons than other places because it's high-tech. So you're looking at cannons, gimbal lasers, multi-cannons, pulse lasers, all types of stuff. So gimbaled is what I talked about in one of my videos in the past, and it's that one that you don't have to be directly looking at your target in order to fire. Keep in mind, so let me show you here. Exit here, go back. Okay, so when I'm going from hardpoint to hardpoint, you notice that these Class 4s are on the bottom of my ship. Okay, look here, Class 2 on the top of my ship. So let's say you have a gimbal laser attached to a Class 2, alright? Now, if your target is below your ship, the laser or weapon is not going to gimbal to get it because, well, it would have to shoot through your hull, which it's not going to do. So keep that in mind. The gimbal laser can't fire just anywhere at any target. So, alright, so we're going to head on our way to Aaron here. Okay. So right off the bat, you notice you sacrifice some of the view from the Eagle. Okay, in the Viper, there's not as much. So you look above and you can't really see a whole lot.
Ship released. Engines engaged.
Ooh, that was close. Alright. Let's head on out of here, retract the landing gear. Now, although the view is a little bit compromised, I assure you it makes up for it in speed and power management, so don't even worry about it. Alright, I'm going to take a look. Oops. Let's see if I can find our system. I bet you it's going to be right behind me. There it is. So as you can see, I rerouted my power distribution to the engines, and I'm going pretty darn fast here, 320 kilometers per second. And if I add on a boost to that, I'm going at nearly 500. Yeah, it hits 500 at the max. So that's what your power distribution is dedicated to the engines.
Drive charging.
And just as a reminder, we are going into hyperdrive, not super cruise. Remember, we're going from system to system. If you're traveling within the system, you'll be using super cruise.
4, 3,
2, 1. So here's a little bit of the interior. Of course, as we're blazing through in hyperdrive here. Love it. Don't you just love that? Careful, don't get too close to the sun there. I find myself staring at it. Looks friggin' amazing. Just never gets old. Alright. Whoops. Let's go back here. And Aaron in 2, because I want to show you guys some combat. There it is. Whoa! Alright.
Warning, temperature critical.
Got a little bit too close to the sun there. Alright. That's what we're gonna do. We're still in cooldown here. Alright. Well, there you go. Here, that's one of the problems with catch yourself looking at the sun for too long. Don't do it. You'll not only lose your vision, but you might lose your ship. Whatever is more important to you. Alright. Here we go.
Charging. Ready to engage.
Come on. Well, folks, sorry about that. We were finally able to find the escape vector, so I'm a sufficient distance away from the sun right now. So we're going to head our way to Aaron into here. Alright. As I was showing you guys before, the interior of the ship, the Viper, pretty neat. If you look at the console right in front of me, it has more of the retro look on it, which is pretty cool, different from the Eagle. But of course, most of the time you're going to be looking at these holographic interfaces anyway. So here you are. Again, take a look at this view. It's a little bit compromised from the Eagle, but not catastrophic. So I'm curious to see what they're going to do with this iPad-looking thing right in front of me here. It's black screen right now. I haven't looked at it during combat or anything like that, so it might be used for something in the future. I don't know. Right. So I've definitely noticed the Viper is not as maneuverable as the Eagle is, and it's okay though, because what it sacrifices in maneuverability makes up for in speed, and like we talked about, power systems. Everything's about that, and you'll see here when we get into some combat how efficient it is at that. Now, I promised I'd talk to you guys a little bit about the Beta 2, which is coming out on the 30th, so a couple of days away. and there's a lot of cool new features being integrated. Some of the stuff I've already talked about, so I'll try not to repeat myself. But one of the things is pilot rankings. So it's actually going to be a system where you start off as harmless, and you work your way up. There's a bunch of different rankings, but it goes novice, expert, dangerous, and it goes all the way up to elite. So people are going to be fighting, you know, up that ladder. You're also going to have a reputation that's going to be tracked in different systems, and it's going to be tracked differently. So if you predominantly attack Federation ships, then you know, you'll be favored in Aranan systems, like I am, or like I will be, I suppose. And if you predominantly attack Aranan ships, you'll be favored in Federation. So that's also going to affect the prices you're going to get on different goods in different systems. So you'll have to pick and choose where you want to go shopping based on which faction you align yourself with. In one of my previous videos, I talked about exploration, and that's actually going to be in the beta too. So get ready for that. You're going to be able to go to these new star systems, analyze the planets, bring the data back, and sell it to the highest bidder. And that should be pretty cool. They're also going to have a new ship, the ASP Explorer. It's supposed to be more versatile. It's going to have different modules that are going to allow you to make exploration a lot easier, and so that should be pretty interesting as well. You're also going to be able to modify the modules on your ship, so you know, life support, engines, sensors, whatnot. You're going to be able to buy a sensor that's going to scan for supercruise wakes, they're calling it. So if you're following somebody and they jump to supercruise, they're going to leave a wake, and you're going to be able to analyze that to figure out where they're headed to, and follow them. So if you're a bounty hunter, law enforcement, pirate, pretty much anything, it's going to be useful to you. So Federation distress signal. Alright. And they're also going to be introducing the gradual wear and tear of ships based on how careful you are as a pilot. So it's going to be up to you on how you take care of your ship, but it's gradually the systems, the body of the ship, it's going to wear and tear as time goes on. Almost here. Federation distress signal. So the safe disengage that I just did, you have to be below 1,000 kilometers per second speed to use that when you're in Super Cruise. Alright. Guess I jumped right on top of this thing. See if we can find ourselves some federal fighters. Alright, here we go. Looks like he's already targeting me.
Warning, under attack. Target shield
Oh, here we go. So you might already be noticing that, again, not as maneuverable as the Eagle.
Target shields online.
Oh, he's got his shields online again.
Target shields online. Target destroyed.
close. Alright. I've talked about the hotkeys before. So on default, H is the way to target your hostile enemies. So somebody, whoa, that guy's got a death wish. Alright, let me take this guy out here. So H, again, is the way to scan for hostile enemies, so anybody who's targeting you actively, it'll target that person, and then you can go and take them out. T just targets the person in front of you pretty much. Oh, did not get in the way, come on. Can't let this guy go.
Target destroyed. Target shields online.
Yep, that was a near collision right there. Yep, I'm not gonna get that bounty. These guys stole my kill. Alright, so a really quick thing again about power management. Look at my lower right. You have the systems, the engines, the weapons. What you can also do is split it between your systems and your weapons. Like so. Okay? So now what happens is, because really, you don't need a lot of power to your engines in the Viper just because of how fast you usually go. What you do need is power on your weapons, obviously, and also in your systems so that you can regenerate your shields quicker. That'll help you a lot when you're dogfighting. Obviously, you're going to be able to, like I just did, change your power management on the fly, reroute to engines while you're going in for the kill here. 4 kilometers. Once I get into 3 kilometers, I usually try to reroute. And try to slow down here. Whoa.
Target shields online. Target destroyed. Target shields online. Target destroyed.
And I just love the speed in this thing. Alright, slow down a little bit. Looks like you got his attention.
Target shields online. Target destroyed.
Let's see if we can get this next guy. So I'm continuously firing.
Target
Now,
shields
if I were to do
online.
this with the Eagle, and with all the power management redirected to the weapons, it still wouldn't be able to keep up. I'd be losing the juice. So, again, a lot less frustrating on that end. Alright, let's see where Azaban is. It is.
Drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1.
So back to talking about the Beta 2 a little bit more. So you know how these some of the planets have planetary rings around them. So I don't think I've talked about them before. If you go close to the planetary rings, you can actually jump to those locations, and they're composed of actual rocks, asteroid clusters, and you can mine those asteroid clusters. So you have these extraction sites. So even right now, you can go to these planetary rings, go to an extraction site, and sit there waiting for pirates, or if you want to steal goods. If you are a pirate, you can do that as well. But yeah, you can cash in some bounties doing that, waiting for pirates. But they're not as frequent as you would think. But you can catch some actual players out there and attack them for the kill warrants on their heads. Also, another place that you can go is close to the suns or the stars, where people jump in. These cargo ships will jump in. You can ambush them there if the pirate life is for you. So you can do that. Anyway, back to the Beta 2. What they're planning to do is incorporate even more different types of rock, ice, and metals into the planetary ring. So you're going to be able to mine a lot more and make some more money. Another interesting thing that I saw is this is something they've already been doing even before the Beta 2, which is the Galaxy Net. Is this newsletter that comes to you, and you read it about different events, and it's more of the lore aspect of it, the storyline behind the game. And players actually influence that day to day. So looks like a group of players were transporting liquor between these locations, between Aranin and the Federation, and they were mentioning, I think it was the top pilot who was transporting liquor, or the one who had made the most money, something like that, and how that relates to the independence of Aranin and the rebels and all that stuff. So it's pretty interesting that the actions you perform in the game can have an impact on galaxy news. So I'm guessing when this whole game gets bigger and you have these factions that are composed of players, they can actually go do attacks. Let's say, you know, you got a group of pirates and they go attack a remote outpost, and that shows up on Galaxy News, and then law enforcement responds, trying to track them down, and then law enforcement itself is composed by of other players, so things could get pretty interesting. In the Beta 2, they're also going to have these remote outposts, and in these you're only going to have a few parking spots, and they're going to be on the outside of the outpost, so you can park there. You might have to wait for a spot if there's already let's say like a couple of ships there. I saw one remote outpost looked like there were only 4 parking spots, so you'd actually have to wait for a spot. You're also exposed to enemy fire there, so if pirates show up and want your cargo, well, you're not safe inside that outpost. So you can think of those remote outposts kind of like rest areas. Let's say if you're driving on the interstate. Well, not based on the attacking aspect. You're not, you know, hopefully not getting attacked at a rest area, but it's a place where you just stop and refuel, maybe grab some food, some supplies, and you move on. So it's really going to be instrumental for folks who are explorers. And again, I'm guessing that ASP Explorer, that new ship, is going to be pretty sweet if you want to take that path. Alright. Almost here to Azabon City. You want to be careful, don't get too close to the planet. Get drawn in by its gravitational pull. I heard that they're also improving the atmospheric effects on the planet, so I haven't noticed a huge difference, but it just might be me not noticing it. Maybe it's already there, or maybe it's coming out in Beta 2, not exactly sure. The other thing I like about this game is the indicators that you have. So if you're if you're close to another spaceship or maybe a planet or a sun, you're going to get this indicator that says prox on top. That's what it's going to let you know. How it's going to let you know that you're too close to something. You also get a impact warning if you're heading straight for something and going to crash into it. So that's helpful as well. It's always challenging me when you're trying to control your speed, but try to get to a location. Here we go. Come on. Alright, safe disengage. I'm also keeping my eye out for a character wipe. I do hope that it doesn't happen right now, especially since I just got the Viper and I only have a couple hours in it, so I'd like to use it for a little bit longer. But I do realize that there's going to be a character wipe when we're moving from the beta into the full game, and that's for, you know, to ensure that people are all starting out on the same level playing field. So I definitely agree with that.
Request granted.
And I've talked about it, maybe I haven't shown you guys in detail, but again, look at the detail on the outside of the space station, look at the structures. Similar to the Orbis starport that I showed you guys a while ago, you're going to be able to buy property on these stations. You might be living in one of those structures. Let's get the landing gear out. 21, here it is. Careful.
Docking successful. Engines disengaged.
There we go. As usual, remember to get your fuel. And let's see how much. I actually might have a lot more bounties than people I killed because I didn't get a chance to cash them in. So there you have it, folks. So I do hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope I was able to give you a little bit more insight into the Viper and whether or not you want to buy it or maybe hold out for a different ship. And I hope you guys enjoyed some of the details on Beta 2. As always, I'm going to get my hands on it on the 30th and play it around for a little while, and I'll get back to you guys with a video. If you did like this video, please hit that like button and subscribe if you want more. And you guys have an awesome day. Thanks for watching.